What if one morning you woke up and the sun was gone? No warning, no explosion, no fading, just gone vanished from the sky as if it had never existed. What if the very star that gives us life, warmth, and light suddenly disappeared? At first, the world would fall into stunned silence. The sky, once painted with golden light, would turn into a black canvas dotted with stars visible even in the middle of the day. For the first 8 minutes, no one would know. That's how long it takes sunlight to reach Earth. We would go about our lives, unaware that our star was already gone, and then everything would change. Daylight would vanish instantly. The world would be plunged into darkness. Cities would glow under artificial lights, but the horizon would no longer carry the familiar warmth of dawn or dusk. The moon, once glowing with reflected sunlight, would turn into a cold, black rock in the sky. The stars would dominate our vision, but they would not comfort us. They would remind us of what we had lost. Temperatures would plummet quickly. Within a week, the average surface temperature on Earth would drop below freezing. Within a year, it would sink to -100 degrees Celsius. The oceans would freeze solid from the top down. Though liquid water might remain trapped deep below the ice for centuries, life on the surface, plants, animals, and humans would face extinction. But the sun's light isn't the only thing we would lose. Its gravity is what holds the planets in orbit. Without it, Earth would no longer circle around the center of the solar system. Instead, it would drift into the endless darkness of space, moving in a straight line away from where the sun once was. The entire solar system would unravel, planets scattering like marbles knocked from a table. Humanity's survival would depend on speed and innovation. Underground cities might be built, heated by nuclear power or geothermal energy. Some communities might cling to life near volcanic regions or deep-sea vents, where heat from Earth's core could provide a last refuge. But long-term survival would demand something even greater: finding another star. Imagine fleets of ships launched into the darkness, humanity's final gamble to reach a new sun. Generations would live and die aboard drifting arcs, searching for a star that could replace the one we lost. Our species would become wanderers not of nations or continents but of galaxies, chasing light in an infinite ocean of night. But what if the sun didn't simply disappear? What if it was taken? What if some unimaginable force, a black hole or an alien intelligence, had stolen our star? That possibility would shake not just science, but faith, philosophy, and the very core of what it means to exist. Humanity would not only face survival, it would face questions with no answers. And yet, in the face of darkness, humans have always found a way to endure. We survived ice ages, disasters, and extinctions without the sun. Our world would end as we know it, but our will to fight might ignite a new beginning. Perhaps losing the sun would push us to finally conquer the stars, to become not a species tied to one fragile planet, but a civilization strong enough to thrive in the void itself. So, what if the sun suddenly disappeared? It would be the greatest catastrophe in human history, the death of life as we know it. But it could also be the moment we are forced to rise, to face the universe not as children of one star, but as survivors of the endless dark, because sometimes, when the light dies, only then do we discover how bright humanity can truly shine.